Hey, what's up, guys? So I don't often share the difficulties that I'm going through like in real time when I'm going through them. I feel more comfortable in talking about them after the fact, you know what I mean? After I've already got it all figured out. But one of the things about this particular issue I'm going to talk about today that helped me begin the process of getting over it was exposing myself, just getting it out on the table, telling some people that I'm close with that this was a real challenge for me and that I am frustrated to no end and like it's killing me and I can't continue to go on like this and all this kind of stuff. So the topic of this particular video is what I learned about myself after nearly a year of not dating. Well, what I learned about myself, and in fact, over the last 5 years, I've only maybe dated for, let's say, I don't know, a year of that whole time period. The rest of the time I've been single. So for the last 5 years, I've been single for 4 of those years and not even dating anyone, not even like really connecting with anyone on an intimate level. And so you can imagine, and some of you probably can relate to this very much, that there was a lot of loneliness. It was triggering anxiety and fears and worry. And so what I learned about myself really is that the fears and the worries and the anxieties and really their roots was what was more than anything causing me to be not dating. And so I committed myself really firmly to handling this, to getting it handled, to doing whatever it needed to be done. And I knew it wasn't going to be about like tactics. I knew that like I could probably go out, and if I go out enough times and I visit particular places and things like this, then I'm probably going to end up with somebody. But there was this part of me that knew that it was like this nagging thing inside of me that was only going to be covering up the deeper issue. And that if I didn't actually get it handled, if I just ended up meeting someone that I connected with enough to end up being my girlfriend, let's say, or dating and having, a nice relationship, that it wasn't going to address these deeper things. And, there was a lot of things around self-worth that came up. Fear of, embarrassing myself or looking stupid or coming off as creepy or appearing as needy, even though I knew I felt this insecurity inside me, but I did everything I could to try to hide it. In fact, when I started coming out with this sort of thing, a lot of people that I work with, friends of mine, people I coach, they approached me and they were like, what? You were insecure about this? You had anxiety? I never knew. God, you just seem so confident. And, I realized that, okay, that is the side of me that I present to the world. And this other part of me, the judgmental part, the critical part, the fearful part, the anxious part, the part that thinks, oh, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve that, or, I just got lucky all those times, or whatever. And until I really got to the bottom of that and looked at it and dealt with it somehow, finally, once and for all, or at least figured out how I can begin to approach dealing with this. No amount of girlfriends, no amount of sexual escapades, no amount of success in dating or whatever was going to fix it. And inside, I would know deep within me that it was all just a cover-up. So I'm incredibly happy that I did take this time, these 4 years, to be single and not dating, because it's given me pause to really reflect, and it's brought up enough pain to where I got myself to the point to where I could not tolerate it anymore. And so it forced me to really look at these insecurities, to really examine this anxiety, and to find ways that I could begin to neutralize it, or dissolve it, or eliminate it, or at the very, very least, learn how to act in spite of it. And so since then, I have been practicing a whole lot of things, incorporating a lot of different modalities and approaches, and melding them together into a process and a framework that helps me to get the insight that I need to understand where it's coming from. And oftentimes it's a very, very deep childhood wound or early adult wound. And to be able to navigate and work with these energies, these parts, these emotions, and these thoughts and stories and beliefs that come up that would prevent me from just going for what I want with boldness and clarity and being direct and vulnerable and honest. And my natural self, and letting that shine, and being okay if some people reject that or it's not for everyone. And knowing that I am conscious enough to be able to read situations and respond appropriately and all these kinds of things. And so these are the changes I've been making, and really specifically, although I've been working on this for a long time, but again, it came to a cusp point sometime in the summer, maybe around end of July or mid-July, August, somewhere around there. And, you know, I was at an event and doing some reflective work, and I realized that I had all these different goals that I was working on. But I knew deep inside that no matter what, even if I got all these other goals and didn't get this thing handled, like, I cannot go to my grave. This was the realization that I had. I said, I don't care about the anxiety anymore. I don't care about even the rejection so much as the regret and the having something inside of me that eats at me daily, and that I feel powerless to do anything about. So, that was very vulnerable. I feel very exposed right now. And at the same time, I feel grounded and stable, and I feel connected. And I feel like there's probably some people out there who are going to watch this, maybe you, that are going to be able to relate to this. And if that's you, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Make sure you're subscribed. Let me know if you guys are resonating with this at all. This is like a new topic again. Of course, I've always been talking about the healing work and the energy work and the transformation of our body, mind, and spirit and all these kinds of things. But, you know, this is a new avenue of rawness and exposure for me, as I'm talking about one of the things that challenges me more than anything, or has challenged me more than anything in my life, and or is currently. Although I am happy to say that the changes that I've been making in the last few months, since having that cusp moment, have been proving valid, and the results are speaking for themselves. I don't feel by any means that I am healed of this or done the work, but I've made some pretty remarkable leaps and bounds and had some pretty incredible successes since then. So I'm not going to get into the details of all that on this particular video. Maybe I'll save that for another one. Maybe we'll talk about some of the things that have made themselves physical. But I will say this, nonetheless, I have been dating. I've made a few intimate connections with people, with ladies that I found very attractive. And I have consistently been approaching and connecting with people that I want to, girls that I'm attracted to. Not going to say I have been perfect in my aims, or that I have done it with, the utmost confidence and boldness that I can muster. Although on a number of occasions, I did just that. And I've been really happy with my progress. Again, it's really not about the end goal. For me, I realize that it's more about how I feel inside, what I know I'm capable of, and the value that I have for myself, and also being able to see and interact and relate with others on a horizontal level, an even level, not like this person is above me because of their status or their looks or their whatever, and this person is constantly trying to figure out where I fit in. It's such an inauthentic and pain in the ass way of being. And so when I can remember and embody this horizontal way of relating to others with mutual respect, with an aim towards cooperation, and just being honest with my emotions and communicating clearly and directly. It's an amazing freedom that has begun to unlock within me. And I look forward to more of what's coming, and I also look forward to sharing more with those of you who this might benefit. So if that's you, let's definitely connect. And I will see you guys on another one. All right.